So just a quick word on replacing drum heads. It's quite simple if you've never done it before. You want to get yourself a drum key. It's universal. That should fit on the lug of virtually any drum that you would encounter in a school band situation. This is a really cheap one. It probably came free with a drum or something like that. I would recommend investing a couple bucks and just buying something a little nicer than this, just because it's not very comfortable. This is a Yamaha one. I mean, I think these only go for $3 or $4, and it is far more comfortable in your hand. If you're doing a lot of these, you will be really, really glad that you can still like grip a pencil at the end of the day after holding one of these, where all your grip strength is going to be sapped out by the end of the day if you use the cheap one. And then if you're doing a whole bunch of drum heads, or you just want to be as efficient as possible, I would recommend getting one of these. Evans makes it. They're owned by D'Addario, so it might be branded as D'Addario now, but either Evans or D'Addario will have this guy. And what that is, it's basically a drum key that can go in a drill and make sure the drill's in the reverse position. And you can go way, way faster with way less stress on your hands. So I would go all the way around, take all those, all the lugs out. I would recommend keeping a couple extra lugs on hand, also fairly universal. You just need to make sure they're long enough. So if you ever lose a lug and need to get a new one, just measure the old one, or grab one of the ones that you still have and bring it with you to the music shop. You should be able to get a package of them. While the lugs are out, always a good time to clean it. So who knows the next time that these lugs are going to be out. So if they don't come out for 5 more years, you're going to want these to be nice and free, because you're the one who's going to have to deal with a stuck lug. So WD-40 is a good choice. Just a quick spray. Get all the crud off it. And then when you're putting it back in, just like we lubricate the threads when we're reassembling brass instruments, hey, not a bad time to lubricate these threads. Just about any lubrication will do. The one you're most likely to have handy in the band room is slide grease. So little tuning slide grease on there, doesn't need much. You'll be very, very glad if this thing sits up for 5 or 10 years before it gets taken out again. You will be very glad that you're not dealing with a stuck lug. So you put it back in, just get it started, and then I don't like the drill for putting it back in. Bad things can happen, so this is something I would do by hand. And say I had all these out and was putting them back in, just the one thing you want to remember, kind of go like in a star pattern. Don't go around in a circle. So if I put that one in first, and that was my only lug that's in, the next one I'm going to want to do is that one across the way there, and then I'd probably go here, 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 and then I'm done. Do the same pattern. This one only has 6 lugs. If it had 8, if it had 10, however many it had, just do. Don't go around in a circle, go kind of a star pattern for that. And then you'll go around, kind of, you can use a stick for this if you want. Kind of listen to it, get the pitches pretty close, and by the end you'll have a pretty good sounding drum. And that's about all there is to it for drum maintenance.